Occasione rarissima ragazzi, quella di non soltanto di avere la moto che ha appena vinto il Ball d'Oro e si è anche laureata campione del mondo Endurance 2024, ma anche di avere il pilota che l'ha portata alla vittoria, Greg Black. Thank you for being here for Moto.it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice to be here in ECMA with Suzuki.
This is your bike, just moved from Le Castellet, from here to Milan, with all the debris and the flights on the screen.
Yeah, for sure. It's the bike has come directly from the win at the Ball d'Or. You can see the bike's on a burnout, so yeah, it's in full race condition as we rode it after 24 hours. So quite dirty, but still working good.
Oh. It's a very strange bike, really. If you compare this to that bike, the CN Challenge, can you spot some difference?
Yeah, well, the CN Challenge bike actually is very, very similar to this one. The main difference is sustainable material, which they've used for the brakes, the tyres and the fuel. They're the three main differences on the bike, but obviously compared to a standard GSXR, there's quite a lot of modifications.
I see, I'm just aware the thing that this is the huge reservoir for the brakes, for the front brakes.
Yeah, for sure. So we need a really big capacity because we've got really big brake pads in the bike, so they can last over 8 hours.
Okay.
So which means you need a lot of fluid in there, so you can drop down the quantity of brake pads. So you need a lot of fluid.
Okay, now I understand. How many horsepower? What are the difference? The main difference? So can we spot from the standard bike?
It's difficult to say the horsepower, but definitely it's much more than a standard bike. Quite a bit over 200 horsepower, but yeah, it's quite powerful. Our bike is good down the straight, as you saw in the Castellet with the long straight. It's really powerful, nearly 350 kilometers per hour down the straight. And especially the strength is really reliable as well. So yeah, it's a good bike.
Yeah. Nice season, very good job all the season. How hard was it to take it to the World Championship?
Yeah, definitely. It's been a hard year for us. The competition, the level is really high at the moment. And between all the teams and the different riders, I think in endurance there's a really high level of competition. But we started this season off really well with winning the 24-hour Ball d'Or race. And that's 24-hour Le Mans, sorry. That's how we started off the season. But we did win the 2023 Ball d'Or, so it was the second race for us, which was really good at home in Le Mans, where the team is based. And then at Spa and Suzuka, we got 2 podiums, so that was a really good result. We were battling with the championship with the Yacht bike, which was really strong as well. But when we arrived at the Ball d'Or, we saw we were really strong. We managed with our teammates to keep a really high pace, fast all the race, and the bike had absolutely no issues. So the team did a great job, an amazing job, because we didn't even have a screw that came off the bike. So that shows you how reliable and strong this bike is, and how fast it is with some good riders on the bike. So season was hard, but we managed to win the main 24-hour races and be on the podium all season.
Great. Greg, I would like to ask you a strange question maybe, but how hard is a physical a race like the Ball d'Or or 8 hours race, and how hard is mental in this race?
Yeah, it's definitely probably one of the hardest sports in motorbike racing, because they're 24-hour races, so they're really long. And one stint is 24 litres, so generally about 1 hour on the bike. But 1 hour on the bike, as people know, it's really physical and quite hard to stay on the bike for 1 hour. And we have 2 hours of resting, but it's not actually resting. It's by the time you get off the bike, speak to the engineers, do some interviews, get back to your truck, get changed, take a shower, have something to eat, go to the physio every time. You need to be changed and back in the pit about 30 minutes before the stint. So actually you have no rest for 24 hours. So mentally it's hard, physically it's hard, especially with the conditions, the weather conditions like we had in Le Mans. We have nearly close to 0 degrees at night. You cannot feel your fingers anymore, you have the humidity. So mentally, physically it's hard. And also we mustn't forget all the people we have to overtake during the race, because there's quite a big difference in level between the stock series and different EWC teams. So you need a quite high level of concentration to do no mistakes during the whole race. So I'd say physically it takes at least 7 days to manage to get back physically after a 24-hour race.
That's really good. I didn't know that. That 7 days to get once again in a normal shape from this race. What would you ask to this bike for 2025?
Of course, we know the bike is working, is fast, but we know also there's the other teams are getting stronger and getting better every year and keep going forwards. We're lucky to have Yoshimura behind us and the CERT, which make new steps every single year. So, of course, like every bike, we have a lot of positive points, but we have some negative small points on this bike, which we need to carry on working on.
Which are these negative points?
It's difficult to say. We'll try and get them next year. But obviously, it's a bike who is from 2017.
Yep.
So a bike now, we're in 2024, now in 2025 is tomorrow.
Yep.
So it's getting old. It's getting old, but you can see how performant this bike is from 2017. So I think step by step, we can still make some modifications to get it even better for one more year.
Okay. Thank you very much, Gleb. Thank you very much.
Thank you.